even when I'm down. Got my head in the clouds and my feet on the ground. I got big dreams, gonna make them true.
Yeah, we got big dreams here at the GeniusLab. And our goal is to help you realize your greatness and make your dreams come true. And I am Toby Christensen, and I'm here, and I'm so glad you are too. So today, we're going to talk to you more about how to realize your greatness. I mean, that's the theme of everything we do here at the GeniusLab. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about since we're celebrating, or in great trepidation, the fact that the COVID shutdown through most of the country happened about a year ago, it's bringing up, what I'm noticing in my clients anyways, that it's bringing up a lot of negative memories and negative emotions. And the thing that I'm reminded of is a process called power reclamation. And this is something that I learned from a guy named Michael Harner, who founded the Foundation for Shamanic Studies. He's a brilliant anthropologist, cultural anthropologist, and he studied ancient cultures. And the thing that would happen is when warriors would go out and do battle, they would come back and there was something different about them. And what the medicine people realized, and the spiritual leaders of the tribe, is that when they would undergo tremendous trauma, they would lose some of their core power, and so there would be a ceremony done called a soul retrieval or power retrieval. And they would bring the power back to the warrior so that they were complete and fully charged with their personal power. And this is something that in recent years, in the last 20 years, has really become understood in the psychological community in our Western world. And one of the processes that I learned from Michael and an amazing woman by the name of Sandra Ingerman is how to bring back people's power after they have experienced massive trauma. And trauma can be, fear. It can be from a traumatic episode in the world somewhere where you realize that you're more vulnerable than you thought you were. It could be something that happened to you, a personal assault, a car accident. It could be a sibling that picked on you when you were a little kid and you didn't know how to defend yourself. And so you shut down so that you wouldn't shine so bright. And, there's a lot of things that happen, and there's a lot of ways that we are affected by trauma. So one of the things that will help you can't realize your greatness until you have all your power. Okay? Because how can you shine? How can you be great if there's something holding you back? So one of the things that I want to talk to you about now, we're coming into the beginning of spring. We're coming into a time of new beginnings. That's when I'm doing this podcast. It's the last day of March. And we just had we're just ending the first quarter, and we're coming into the second quarter where things start to go. The plants are coming up, trees are budding. There's a lot of vital life force energy that's coming up right now. And so what I'm finding is many people that I work with are realizing that they feel incomplete. There's like something's missing. And of course, we just went through a full year of massive trauma. The thing about viruses and chemical warfare and such is that they're invisible. You can't see them. So there's this underlying terror and apprehension that this could be present and you would never know it. It's pretty freaking scary when you think about it. And so we can do the best we can do, but then you have the entire divisive political system. You have divisive religious systems throughout the world. I mean, you guys have been through a lot. So what I'm going to recommend is if you feel as though you are missing something, as though a piece of you was injured. There are several things that we could do to help you with that. Okay. First one, I've talked a lot about tactical resistance process and emotional clearing technique. These are two things that are really powerful. They are based on disconnecting the neurological response to a trauma. It can be a specific trauma, or it can be just traumatic energy in general. Another option, of course, is a power retrieval. Power reclamation is what I call it. It's a reclaiming your power. Very, very powerful work. And then the third method that I have found to be phenomenally effective is a musical soundtrack called a Shift It. Because what it does, it shifts your energy from where it is to where you want to go. And we have an interview, and we talk about, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the feelings that you have that are causing you to lose your power, or to feel disempowered? And then I go into my studio after we have discussed this, and I have a series of rhythms and frequencies that help bring you into alignment with this very, very powerful reclaiming. And this is something in the sound therapy that I developed back in the late 90s. People were like, well, I need another session. This is so helpful. I need another session. I'm like, well, I'm going to be halfway across the globe next week. And I'm sorry I can't help you. So I started thinking, well, what the heck can I do to help people? And the thing that came to me was this ability to take the sound therapy, put it into a recorded form that is specific to a certain person's needs. And I've been doing this for, 20 years, and I've done hundreds of them, and they are really powerful. So the thing that I'm saying, I guess, in general, is that if you look back on the last year, as many are, I'm seeing lots of comments on social media and just in working with my coaching clients, the reality of the last year and its effect on us is really coming into our awareness. And the thing that's important is you don't have to feel hopeless, because there are several hopeful ways that we can reignite the passion for life, the passion for love, the passion for living again. And we don't need to point fingers on who blames who for what and all this other stuff, because that just feeds the flames, right? What I think is the most important thing to do right now is, what do you need to get back into your game? Okay, that's the key. Is it a power reclamation? Do we need to go through a ceremony that reclaims your power? If you are of an indigenous nature and connected to that kind of a solution, I'd be happy to work with you. Others are more interested in the psychological, and that's where the tactical resilience process and the emotional clearing techniques are really, really powerful as well. And then some of you want something that you can access constantly to revive and feed your soul, so to speak. And music is a thing that does that. This is where we can do a custom soundtrack for you. The thing that we want to do is get back. We want you to get back into your power as quickly as possible. We want you to reclaim your place in life, your position in life. What are your dreams? What are your goals? And how do you move forward from here? Absolutely, yes, there has been massive amounts of trauma. There has been challenge beyond anything that many people have experienced for generations. But that doesn't have to stop us. That doesn't have to slow you down. It's time to reclaim your power, retake the ability that you have to open to the revival, to the resuscitating of that part of you which was injured or that was evasive when this pandemic hit. So think about what would be most helpful. Think about how you have been affected, and then take that as inspiration towards where you want to move. Yes, it happened. Now how do you move forward? This is the same thing, except that it's a longer duration. It's kind of like having an encounter with a person that's unfavorable, right? Let's say you're assaulted verbally. Somebody comes up and just starts yelling at you. That's impactful. But what do? Do you let them take your power? Maybe for a minute, and then you go, wait a minute, I can knock that stuff off, right? And so claim your power, claim your dreams, get back on the horse and ride. So I'm really dedicating this month of April to how do you want to take your power back? Do you want to do a power reclamation? It's a powerful thing involving some drumming and some meditation, and it's super effective, and it is really, really powerful. Do you want to run through TRP and clear negative emotions and disconnect the neurological injury from this traumatic year that we've had? Or do you want a piece of music that you can listen to that kind of does it all for you? And what's really powerful about the custom soundtracks is that because they're dialed in specifically for you, all you do is listen to them, and things change. I remember talking to a woman in Spokane, Washington. She called me, and I was not aware of the level of distress that she was in. But she was in pretty tough shape when she called me. What I didn't realize was that she had a bottle of pills sitting next to her that she planned to take to commit suicide. And after we talked, I said, okay, so here's the deal. Let's make a soundtrack for you. And I have a money back guarantee. If it doesn't help you, you don't pay for it. And what was really cute is like 2 weeks later, she called me up and she sounded like a different person. And I'm like, what's up? She said, I'm alive. I'm really alive. And I'm like, fantastic. What can I do for you? And then she told me the story about the bottle of pills. She was going to kill herself. She didn't think life was worth living, but I made her listen to the soundtrack. I said, just give me 48 hours. I'm going to have a soundtrack to you, and I want you to listen to it for a week. And if you're not different in a week, you can do whatever you want to do. But what was exciting, she said, the first time I listened to it, it was like all the lights went on and part of me woke up that I didn't even realize was asleep. So this is a powerful time to reclaim. It's the time of spring when the earthly seasons, the environment around us supports growth, supports waking up, supports empowerment. And it is a time when you can reclaim your power, reclaim your dreams, reclaim your genius, and realize your greatness. So that's it for today. Think about, is there a tool that I've talked about in this podcast that sounds interesting to you? If so, check it out. Feel free to call me. There are many practitioners all around the country if you want to do it live and in person. And all of these can be done remotely. Powerful processes that I have experienced myself, that I support 100%, and that will help you reclaim your genius and reclaim your greatness and keep you looking up.